Okie dokie. Well, that was annoying. Apparently texting somebody is a no-go. Oh well, I can at least get this part done. So I'm going to start working on that. So let me just kind of get these are my cute little floss cards. I love these suckers. And because Weeks Dye Works is beautifully variegated, I always want to take from the same thread, so I can't really take it off my card. Set these over here. So I hope I didn't lose too many people or like confuse people with what the hell was going on. Be careful not to do that in the future. This was hard to set up. I had to do a bunch of testing. So, let's see here. We're not throwing that on camera. That's too far away from my eyes. My eyes are so terrible. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. Let me just kind of pull all this over here. I'm going to move the camera. Get myself set up comfortably. And we're going to kind of focus in on this roof where we're working. Oh, a little too far. I'll pull that away a little bit so you aren't just getting my hand. Oh, come on, you little sucker. There he comes. There he comes. Getting this all set up, my sister is my roommate, and I made her do all the testing with me and test that the chat was working and all that stuff. She puts up with a lot from me. I think we're very opposite in that I used to think I was an introvert. Turns out that's not true. You grow into who you are as you get older. But I'm an extrovert, and she's a pretty big introvert. And oh my God, I hope you guys can't see the cat hair in this. And And so she puts up with a lot of my like projects and ideas and getting people involved and, you know, being a part of every committee and club and, you know, doodad that I can get my hands on. And she's like, I just want to stay home. Can you stop bringing people over? Or doing live streams and so this is a Tiny Modernist Sal from last year. I started it right with the Sal, but it was a little hard to keep up with because I have 800 projects going. I honestly could probably very easily be a monogamous stitcher. I like to have the finished product. I like to get the thing done and have it in my hands and be able to use it and see it and tell people that I did that. But I also love a new start. But so when I started this, I was like, oh, yep, I love this. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to, you know, oh my gosh, the cat hair. But then a good friend of mine was getting married on Halloween. So can you tell we're all like a little gothy, a little spooky in our heart of hearts. And but he was getting married on Halloween, and I wanted to do a wedding present for him. And so I started the wedding present in like, I want to say right around probably June. And very quickly realized that I needed to hit the gas on that if I wanted it done by the wedding. And so I put this aside for a while so that I could dedicate almost all my time to getting their present done. It was if you watch our floss tube, you saw it, but it was a pair of portraits in silhouette of Adam and Barbara Maitland from Beetlejuice in their ghost forms. And they loved them. They loved them so much. And it was so satisfying as a stitcher, as a creative person and a good friend to have have somebody really appreciate the work you do and really love what you did. I like doing gifts a lot. hello, exclamation point. If anybody is here in the chat, please say hi, exclamation point. That didn't work. Oh well. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh, the cat hair. My cat, when I'm stitching upstairs in my I have a little chair that's all set up. It's got a light, which I could honestly, seriously use right here. It's got a light and it's got, you know, place for my teacup and everything. My cat will come and she'll want to sit in my lap, like right here, like right underneath my work and watch the string go in and out. And sometimes more than watch. But because of that, and because we have 2 cats that are like moderate shedders and a dog that is a cold weather dog, and she sheds like a beast. There's cat hair and dog hair in everything I own. Don't wear black, which is sad because, I mean, let's face it, we're all Halloween addicts here. Like, black is king. And it's just dealing with the puppy and the cat hair is just, it's a fact of life. I love how this week's die works. I really struggle with color, and but even I can see that there are parts in this that are darker and lighter, and I really love how it gives this roof, especially, this weathered look. It's just so great. Well, I ended the stream by accident to text my sister to say, my tablet died, please come help me. And she hasn't yet. So I think if I were to text her, I'm dying, please come help me, I think that's proof that I would just die down here. This basement's also freaking freezing. It is cold. So I'm wearing shoes. Because, nope, try not to wiggle. We don't have the heat on down here right now because it was a construction zone for a while. But it's coming along. Get down in there. I can't be the only person that yells at their thread, right? Oh no. I hear a puppy dog coming down the stairs. I don't know if you guys could hear that clickety-clacketing. I'm also trying to talk kind of quietly because of where the camera's situated. It's like an inch from my mouth, so it might be a little loud. And I'm sorry about that. probably going to have an intermission here in a little bit because I don't have anybody to check my settings for me. And I'm using my phone to stream, so I cannot check my settings separately because also my tablet is dead. Oh, the problems we face. Tiny little stupid problems. Move the camera a little bit more. Trying to keep it focused too, so that it's not too terrible. Haha. I'm also terrible. I play thread chicken a lot. Like, probably too much. Like, I'm always down to the absolute teeniest, tiniest pieces of thread. I had to learn new methods of starting and ending a thread so that I could do it without constantly flipping my work upside down because I'm a big flipper. And I knew that would be kind of hard to do on camera. And little scissors. Oop. There we go. And I'm one of those crazy people that keeps their orts. So set that over there. And we'll have a cup of tea. That's what we're gonna have. Sit over there. Boom, get our thread. Look at all these really neat settings I can apply. All right, get through that. Let me just bang it around there. All right, here we go. I'm back in. Thing I'm gonna start over here a little bit. I always start a little farther away so that I have a bit of a tail. And then I do a pin stitch to kind of get started. Pull that in a little bit more. And this one's being a butt because I already started a stitch there. Fun. And then once I get my pin stitch, I just kind of scrape along the back and pull my little end through. And that works really, really well to secure my ends, keep everything neat. I planned this poorly. It will go up and down, even though that'll look weird. I wonder if other people do that. Like, when you're trying to make a shape, do you plan out what direction you're going? You know, am I going to work vertically? Am I going to work horizontally? Diagonally? Like, I know on full coverage pieces, like, what your, like, method is to fill is kind of important. But I wonder if people do it for, like, other shapes, too. Like, oh, the cat hair. Oh, my gosh. Don't look at my cat hair. On these big black areas, it's, like, really obvious. Oh, well. So we're working on finishing our basement, and we're going to have a big board game room. And because I used to run a board game club, which, ooh, I got to get back to the library about that. Ooh, things are opening back up here. Here's the thing, without my tablet, I don't know that this is I should have printed it off just for safety. Should have printed off for safety, but who does that? In this day and age, who wants printed items? But I know how this pattern works, and they always leave this one stitch gap around, so I'm pretty positive that that is correct. And I mean, pretty positive is almost like right? There's something really soothing about the sound of a needle coming in and out of the fabric. So this will count as my second of 21 Halloween finishes for the year 2021. It could either count as my second or my third or my seventh, depending on how I count my other project, the Halloween banner. But that is now complete, which I'm super happy about. I've been working on that one since 2018. Not consistently, but you know, I'm not good at having a ton of whips. Stuff being set unfinished is just like anxiety inducing to me. My sister's the opposite. She can, you know, move from project to project and work on something for a little while, and then, you know, she might not pick it up for 2 years, and I'm like, what are you doing? But they say there's two like types of hobbyist. You're either a progress or a process. Like, do you want to see something progress from beginning to end, and like that progress is what fuels you? Or are you a process? Like, you just care that it's happening. You just want to be doing the thing, and whatever freaking end goal there is doesn't really matter as long as you get to do the thing in the meantime. And I'm definitely a progress person. I like to see things come along. Oh, I'm feeling imp back there. What are you doing? There we go. But I also understand that the process is very soothing. Like, I can easily work on something in the evenings and just stay up till like 2 a.m. just happily. Didn't mean to nudge you there. And in case anybody is wondering, I do this variegated thread 1 full stitch at a time instead of laddering, because I want the variegation to stay together. And if you ladder too far, then your variegation gets all off. Now up here I'm going to ladder a little bit because 1, it's short, and 2, I need to get over here to finish this section of the roof. I'm going to be so excited. When I get over here to this side of the roof, I do not know how this side ends. Cannot tell. So I'm going to have to go up and get a charger, but that shouldn't be. That'll take me 2 seconds. I'll just. But we're a little ways away from that. Sometimes stitches just feel weird. I do a lot of stuff by feel. Like, you start to push through and you're like, wait, that feels weird. That doesn't feel right. Like, it's like I'm not in the hole sometimes, but you gotta kind of feel around. gotta admit, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. It's gonna be fantastic Halloween decor. Maybe, you know, it may just stay up down here because I'm a bit of a witchy girl. Freaking love Ouija boards and tarot cards and candles and that kind of nonsense. So this will probably just be like, it might come upstairs for Halloween, but it'll probably be year-round decor down here. There's one section of roof done. Oh, it looks so good. I'm so pleased with this. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so let me just end my thread here. Well, maybe if I could hold on to my needle. And to end my threads, I talked a little bit about how I started. I just go up from the bottom left corner, and then I work my needle under my X, and I go down the middle on these on this 28 count. I can just go down the middle stitch under my X that's already there, and I do that 2 or 3 times. It's just similar to doing a pin stitch. You're just kind of pinning it underneath, and well, maybe on this one. And then I'll go a couple stitches away and I'll come out like the top. And then, ooh, sorry, there's a thumb right to your face. And then I'll pull this a little taut, stretch it out a little bit, and cut it kind of close to the fabric. And it pops back down in there. And then I don't have a tail to hide either. And it's pinned in place under those other 3 stitches. So there we go. We're ready to start over here. I'm going to run up and get a charger for my tablet. That way I have my pattern that I'm working from. Might be smart. There's my thread for next time. All right, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go. Oh, you know what I can do before we go, before I run up, is I'll show you. So this is one of my upcoming ones that I'm gonna do. This is by the 8-Bit Geekery on Etsy, and it is so gosh darn cute. It is for, I was originally said, when I finish some of these Halloween ones, I will not go for a Halloween one. And I don't think this is. I think this is geek. Not really Halloween. I'm counting it as part of my 21 Halloween, though. You can bet your butt I am. But Devynn's boyfriend, Jason, is turning 40, and I'm going to do this up for him. It shouldn't take me too long, and I will make this for him for his geek wall. Oh, shit. I hope he doesn't watch this, because it's supposed to be a surprise. But anyway, it is super cute. I'm going to get that done for him. His birthday is April 4th. So I'm pushing my luck, but it's also not that big. So I think I could get it done. I mean, it's 4 little dudes and I mean, it's Slimer is Boo. I mean, how perfect is that? And so I think I can get it done, but if it's a day or two late, like, he won't mind. But I really hope. And I'm going to look for a cool frame for it too. All right, so I'm going to go run and get this charger for this stupid tablet because it's being stupid. So I'll be right back. Don't abandon me. All right, now I got to move everything and it's going to shake. guys could probably hear my elephant steps. This room is right underneath the stairs too. So yeah, everything makes noise. Let me plug you in. Yeah. Get that out of the way. Ooh. Ooh. Bang the whole thing. This is not the easiest setup in the world, you know. I put everything in Pattern Keeper. Literally everything. Because I like the ability to check everything off. Alright, it's gonna need a second to charge. Sit over there. Thread another needle. I like the ability to check everything off, and I don't need a ton of paper patterns. Just not my preference. I do think people that only sell paper patterns are crazy and old-fashioned, and they need to figure that shit out. Now, I'm sure somebody that owns like a cross-stitch store would be like, because it's a little more exclusive for them. But man, if you're shipping a paper pattern out now, like, you're nuts. Nope, pulled that too far. Got giant cat hair. Here's my pin. Pull this little guy back through. Come on. Now I'm working on this. Makes me want to read some scary stories. I get giant dog hair. I can tell it's a dog hair because it's curly. There we go. Ah, the tablet is working, so I'm gonna look here. This. Put this down for a second. Alright, I'm gonna mark all this. Got all this roof done. Also just love the ease of marking off in Pattern Keeper. It's like so much easier than getting a highlighter out and messing around and oh, look who got this side of the roof exactly right. Me. Okay. I started this roof correctly. I'm gonna put that over here. Can't see that. Nope. Okay. being cautious with my, don't want people thinking I'm trying to copyright a pattern. Can I lay that on my shoulder? Oh my gosh, I can. I'm amazing. Yeah, I'm apparently not that amazing. It's falling. Okay, it's going down here on my knee. There we go. Nope, 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 nope. Back, back, back. Don't want that. Readjust the camera there. Oops. Forgot where I was. Oh, somebody just got my text message, I bet. I hear her coming down the stairs. Got that one. Got that one. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe that was just creaking upstairs. Huh. I'm kind of backing myself into a corner here. Oh, well, I think I can stretch from there to there without... Huh? Oh, actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. So I'm also a major crocheter, and I recently had to give up on a sweater. I didn't give up, it's just I decided to put it aside for a little while, which I'm really bummed about, but started a new crochet project as well. I am just in the mood for new, but I think it's spring. Spring makes you kind of ready for new starts and new things. You've been working on the kind of same thing all winter, which is nice in a way, but like you don't want to be, you're kind of done with that by spring, you know? It's kind of like how you're ready for winter food. You know, you want stews and chilies and things like that in the winter, and then by spring you're like, I'm so sick of this. Can we grill? I'm gonna make weird echoey things here happen in a minute, because we're gonna see how this is going by logging in on the tablet, and I think it's gonna be very weird sounding. Let me color in some doots. Okay, so the next one is down here. I don't know where that red floof came from. Driving me nuts. That done. All right, let's give this a test. Let's see how weird and echoey it is. Let's give this a test. Let's see how weird and echoey it is. Yep, that was weird. That was weird. Oh, but I like that though. Let me see if I can go to our channel. Nope. That was weird. Oh, but I like... Alright, so it is working. I don't know what the frack that means. Looks like I kind of lost the beginning where I accidentally shut that, but oh well. Well, that is cool. That is cool. This is a 100% experiment. I almost said experiment. Experiment for me. I have never done anything like this. It's something I'd like to continue to do in the future. Just because I love the cross-stitch community. I love hanging out with people. And so, you know, it's a great way to just hang out and chat, especially once we get a little more off the ground. I think we're slowly growing. It's been, I feel like feel like I might do some more stuff on TikTok because I think it's a super fun app and super fun place to be. And it's a little easier to go live. It's not so much setup. So maybe in the future I'll do that. Ooh, do I want to go up and get this? Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Continue to work in the upwardly direction. Probably gonna go for another 15-20 minutes and then call it a day because I'm getting cold. It's very cold down here. Oh, I have tea though. Could tea keep me going even longer? Let's see here. I tell you, I love Tiny Mara stuff. I have another one of her patterns. It's a haunted house pattern that she released as a stitch along. Oh, probably in 2018, maybe 2019. I think it was 2018. And I started it. Got significantly far on it before realizing that I had made a pretty huge mistake. Like the whole house was in the wrong location, and then the rooms were all the wrong sizes. Don't ask me how I did that. It was terrible. So I have all the stuff to restart it because, damn if I was going to take all that out of there. So I have all the stuff to restart it. And it's so gosh darn cute, and I want to do it, but I think I'm going to take a break from very large, well, I can't say very large stitch alongs. Can't say that because I've got some big ones planned in my 21 Halloween thing because I don't do small. But we'll take a mini break. Probably near the end of the year, like once around the time we hit Halloween, I'm gonna have to do a ton of 2" by 2" smalls just to finish off the 21 challenge. a little trick here. That was loud for no reason. Don't be loud for no reason. Tea time. Even my tea's getting cold. That is so cute. Fucking cat hair everywhere. Alright, so let me set this down here. Uh-oh. I think I dropped my thread down behind here. Yeah, I did. Of course I did. Can I reach it through all these cords and baseboards? I can reach the baseboard it was draped over and drag it across the floor because it's not nailed in. See my piece of baseboard down there? Not nailed in yet. We have been fighting with this basement for 5 years. And now that it's finally like coming together, I'm so relieved. And like a big part of my anxiety is gone. Owning a home is an anxious thing. You are constantly repairing and maintaining and doing stuff, and it is difficult. We inherited this house when my mom passed away. That's why my sister and I are roommates, because it's you can't really afford a house around where we live all by yourself, so. We'll do one more thread. We'll do one more thread and see where we're at in the world. There we go. Pattern keeper back on my knee. Out of your line of sight. Come on, come down in there. There you go. My sister's upstairs doing a class right now. Her birthday is coming up, and I don't know if anybody else is like this, but when, like, I freaking love to give gifts. I love to give gifts. I love to give gifts of things I've made. I love to give gifts of things that I'm like just giving somebody a gift card doesn't count. Unless it's like the gift card that they really, really, really wanted and they would never, you know, be able to shop that place themselves or whatever. But I really like to give gifts that I know people are going to like. You know? I get excited when I think I've got, like, I struggle with my dad because he's the type of guy that he just kind of has everything and he doesn't really want a lot and all that stuff. So when I really think I've nailed a gift, that makes me super happy. It doesn't happen very often though, unfortunately. Because guys, man. has a really, so her birthday's coming up, and I just, everything I see in the world, I'm like, oh, Sarah would love that. I have to tell myself that I already have gifts. Gifts are already in the drawer waiting to be wrapped. Like, I already have gifts. But when you're close with somebody, like my sister and I are very close, I think, and you know them very well, and you're like, oh my gosh, they're going to adore this gift. Then you feel really, it's really easy to keep buying stuff. It's a bit of a problem. I'm also I love shopping. I love shopping for patterns and thread and clothes and house stuff. So that doesn't help. So gifts are just excuses to shop. I love the way the modeling in this thread makes these shingles look like they're overlapping, like there's almost shadows to them, like that is just, I love this piece. I need to get me like a cool planchette needle minder. I want my needle minder. Seen it? It's this little acrylic Scully Do. Matches my aesthetic for today. It's slowly starting to look like spring weather around here. It's slowly getting warmer. The last week I've had to have a little heater in my office. And I'm hoping I won't need that anymore soon. Checking there. Okay. All right, there's another part of a roof done. That half is done. Knib. Maybe. Excuse you. Sir. There we go. I noticed the black, I've heard people say that Anchor is a much better black than DMC. And I wonder if part of that is black seems to get imps really bad. I don't know if it's like a slightly rougher. Now, DMC versus Weeks, I don't know what the difference in quality of the actual thread fibers is. I mean, obviously one is a over-dyed floss and all that, but the DMC black 310 to me seems to tangle like much more easily than other threads. Don't know why. But my local needlework shop does not carry Anchor, so DMC is what is available to me. I miss having my cat here now because she would be warm. My tea is definitely cold, but I'm one of those crazy people that drinks their tea cold. So I've got delicious ginger tea today. Maybe we'll get this roof done. And that's where we'll stop for the day. It's funny, I'm gonna go upstairs and stitch. I don't see any reason not to stitch. Other than just like, I don't know, is this hand looking blue? Nah, it's fine. Go into town today and go to some thrift stores. We got some cute thrift stores in town. I need to start looking for furniture for this basement, and I'm not paying full price. I don't know a normal human being that pays full price for furniture these days. Like, my sister was getting she has like a mini kind of craft room office. She needed a desk and she needed a table to use for her sewing machine. And so we went around to a couple different furniture stores and just said, like, we're looking for a desk that is not very long but fairly deep because of the size of the room we had. And those descriptions very well. We did find something that was like a dining room table type thing. But two, like, ridiculous prices for this. And then we went to our local Habitat for Humanity home store and found this beautiful filigreed desk that was like, I mean, probably, I don't know what constitutes the word antique anymore, but I mean, I wouldn't call it like, anything you would. People might cherish it. But it was for like $25. It was the perfect dimensions. It had this beautiful wood inlay and a built-in, like, I think it was faux leather, but it was like a leatherette topper. So when you wrote, you wouldn't be scratching into the wood. You'd have this kind of like softer surface to write on. We spent $25 and have this beautiful desk and like $800 for a weird dining room table thing. I'm also not. I try and do as much recycling, reusing, products that are still good as we can in our lives. Nip all the way to the bottom, and that's all right, and then we'll pin these. Oh my gosh, it's looking so good. Does anybody else just get like, my dad says when he does something really nice, really good, he'll go, sometimes I even impress myself. And that's a pretty laughable statement in and of itself. But sometimes you just look at what you did and you're like, heck yeah, I did that. All right, we're going to finish up the roof. That seems reasonable. Oh, maybe we're going to thread a needle. Yay, we did it finally. Come down. Come on, little buddy. There he goes. Yeah, I think I will definitely be able to get this one finished today. And then that will be a lot of my bigger whips done. I have, oops, nope, that is not going down the right hole. I'm doing a Lord of the Rings piece, not too terribly big, for a good friend of mine. And I'm doing and that is in rotation with a piece for a different friend that I'm also counting for Halloween because it has fall leaves on it, and that counts. And then, let me think here, what else do I have? I'm going to have a new start after this, and I'm going to start the Who You Gonna Call. And oh, I'm doing a mandala. That is really cute. I'm going to turn that into a pillow for this room. which we're calling the purple room because it's painted so boldly purple. I didn't want to do, our whole upstairs is done in creams and grays and yellows, really light yellows, because our mom was like a big fan of those kind of like barely there colors. So down here, since we could paint the whole basement, you know, it wasn't like we had to stop because we were living in the space or move furniture or anything. We just painted the whole basement, and I painted it as many colors, like real colors, as I could. But I'm going to do a big cross-stitch installation on one wall. I'm going to do it on pegboard, and I think it's going to be very cool. So I'm looking forward to doing that too. I'm really looking forward to like decorating the space and really making it our own, because I love doing that shit. I also recently learned that, so I really hate bare walls. So being in this room with all these bare walls, I really hate bare walls. So I recently learned that that's called maximalism, where you just have a bunch of stuff. That seems like me. But despite apparently being a maximalist and my love of stuff, I also can't stand clutter. I like lots of stuff, but I like it in its place. I like lots of shelves and drawers and, you know, little cabinets and places where you can hide more stuff. So I'm going to put lots of little shelves in here. I have a bunch of Ort jars. I have my Ort jars from last year, and I started new ones this year. I have jars full of buttons and things like that I could display down here. All right, nearing the finish line here, right? Yes. I'm like, what? Where am I? I'll also show you guys what I'm planning to work on next. I was a little ambitious. I thought I could finish this today, but one, I didn't realize how cold it'd be down here. And two, I think an hour and a half is a good amount of time for a stitch with me, but I definitely did not, I'm not far. I've got the alphabet up here. You can see that. I've got this filling us in right here, and this coffin, and that's it. His eyeballs, but I mean, I'll fill that in at the same time. And that's it. It's just so, it's so close. I'm definitely, if I don't finish it today, it's getting finished this weekend, like no matter what. And I'm so excited. But it might have been a little ambitious to bring a second project. But I am nothing if not ambitious and willing to try new things. So I hope people enjoyed this, enjoyed hanging out today. I've got a little bit of thread here, so we're just going to finish this one up. Just going to finish up this thread here. Tiny Modernist is so fantastic in her designs because everything is both very graphic and like impactful, like this cat over here. Like, let me pull it over here. This little cat. Like, it's very simple, but it's very graphic in the way the house kind of frames everything. Like the skull is going to get like framed in by things, and it's like it holds a kind of classic simplicity while being incredibly charming and whimsical. And I think she is very good at that. Her and Barbara Anna are two of my favorite designers for that very reason. Like, their aesthetic is just perfect. I also love talking about Halloween designers. We'll just kind of I love the Witchy Stitcher. Her stuff is beautiful, and I am a horror movie fan, but my sister is a horror movie fiend, and so I've got several of her horror movie themed designs planned. Who's another great one? Night Spirit Studio. Oh my gosh, I have some picked out, but I'm like, I've got too many big projects already lined up for this 2021 thing, but ooh, she's got some beautiful stuff. So there's some fantastic. I think cross stitch is so amazing in the fact that it is so I don't know about embroidery because I don't embroider, so I just don't know although I wouldn't mind learning to do traditional embroidery, but I feel like cross stitch really hasn't suffered from it has become so modern. It is so it's such a modern craft anymore, and it is fantastic. Even like samplers coming and being so, all the rage right now, which, I'm not a huge sampler person. This is technically a sampler, but it's a Ouija board, and that's what makes it special. Even samplers being all the rage are like, it's like how upcycling is all the rage, right? It's like a modern interpretation of a traditional thing. So I am so happy to be a part of the cross stitch community and do stuff like this and be on Instagram and see everybody's amazing work and be on Facebook groups that everybody is so supportive and amazing. I have to thank, if she's here, Anna Knowles. Knowles? Oh no, now I gotta check what her full name is. How do I check? Let's see if we can get on Facebook on this stupid tablet. I'm so sorry, Anna. I know it's Anna, but I cannot remember her full last name. Yeah, Anna Amelia Knowles, who put that group together. It is the most fun and positive group, and it is, I've really, really enjoyed being a part of that, and the community is just fantastic in cross stitch. So that's my little spiel about how grateful I am for wonderful, crafty people in our lives. So let me put this aside and let me show you what I'm going to start when this one is done. So this is Beggar's Luck by Threadwork Primitives, and it is so cute, and it totally counts because even though it is shamrocky, there's a crow in it. So it counts for the Halloween, but it's springy, and I felt like spring. So I've got all my stuff here, got all my Beautiful Weeks Dye Works threads. These are my Fun Flamingo and Rose cards. So I've got all my Beautiful Weeks Dye Works threads. I've got, let me set all this stuff aside from, excuse me. I've got my project all ready to go because if I wanted to start it, I wanted to pop it right over. This is 28 count vintage Stormy white cashel linen. I bought it from 123 Stitch. I think it's a Picture This Plus, but I'm not positive about that. And it will be so pretty with the overdyed threads and everything. It's going to just be really beautiful. The other thing I'm doing is I'm going to change this 17 to a 21 for the year because I'm not doing this as a St. Patrick's Day specific stitch. So I'm going to change that to 21 for the year, and I'll either change this to LH for my initials, or I might just leave it blank, or I might put just an L. I'll kind of decide what to do when I kind of look at that area. But I loved the clovers and the crow, or the shamrocks, and the crow taking one. I thought that was just so cute. She does, Threadwork Primitives has a couple of these with the crow and, something over here for a lot of holidays. So she was like, I believe there's one with July 4th and it's like a flag tree over here. I know there's one for Valentine's Day and it's hearts. So she has several of these. So if you love this design, and a crow counts for the Halloween challenge, she has some really great ones in Threadwork Primitives. I think a lot of people know her. Oh, I also have, I'll show these real quick because they're so cute. These are going to go up on the wall here. These are doilies that I crocheted a little while ago. They're not recent, but I got them all threaded up to hang in. These are some of my grandmother's embroidery hoops. They're just plain old bamboo hoops. I'm sure they're not anything special to her, but they came from my grandmother's stuff when she passed. And these were painted. I cleaned them all up. The reason the outer edge of this is green is because these were obviously used in an art project for school. My grandmother was a teacher's aide. My mom was a teacher. So they obviously were used for something, and they had been painted red with like crappy paint. And they were painted red. The spool up here was all painted red. Everything was red. And they looked really poorly painted, so I spray painted them green because I had some green spray paint. And then this one's the other one. I'll try and pull this away a little bit more. This one's the other one that I have. I did this one a while ago. I did it with lace weight yarn instead of crochet thread. So it is soft and fluffy, and I love the variegation in it. So these two will go up on my wall, probably right behind me. These walls are going to be covered in crafty stuff, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. Well, I really enjoyed doing this today. It is something I will be doing, I'm hoping, again in the future. No specific plans when, but I will try and be a little bit better about announcing it on the channel. I announced it on my Instagram and on Facebook, but I don't know if that will make a difference to put something right on the channel to like our subscribers. I don't know. We only had a week to kind of figure out what we're doing because Devyn got the news that like a family member had visited and then called up and was like, oh, by the way, I was sent home from work because I have COVID symptoms. Great. Thanks for coming by. Good for you. People. All right. Well, anyway, so Devyn is going to post next weekend. Devyn is been doing a vlog style pre-recorded. She kind of recorded like dealing with the quarantine and some knitting updates and some things like that. Should be super fun to kind of see what she was working on while she was stuck at home for 2 weeks. And yeah, so we will be back on our regularly scheduled floss tube. Not next weekend, the next weekend. What is that? Oh, let's look. I want to see a month. Okay, so let's look here. So that will be April 3rd. We will be back for our regularly scheduled floss tube. And yeah, so it was super fun hanging out today. And I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their weekend. And keep stitching, everybody.